Hello, my name is Veronica and welcome into the Learning Lab. And in today's lab, I am actually working on a project that I started and decided to turn on the camera when I was almost done. So most of the work for this project has been completed, but I'd like to share with you what it's all about. So come on in and I will finish up. So as you can see here, I have cut out on vinyl these flower parts, and what's going to top them off will be some pink flowers. I cut these. I'm not even sure which cartridge it was from. I'd have to look it up. But I just took some simple flowers to cut. Now, again, you know my problem with this glitter vinyl. It's not always my best friend. But I decided to use it on this one simply because I was not cutting in intricate shape. All right, he goes right there. Okay, so what I've been doing with this is I created a bank for one of my students. I am going to her birthday party and I wanted to give her something unique, and we had just finished learning about Jamestown where we were talking about investors, and I'm always talking to the kids about being good stewards of their funds and finances, and every opportunity I can, I give them a bank to say. This is the one that I've made for this student. It says Malia's Future Investment Funds, and so I've cut it out of vinyl, and you probably recognize this container from Hampton Arts. They had tons of these at Tuesday morning. So I've already done that, and what I want to do now is put those flowers around the bottom that I cut out. And this was just some of the American Crafts vinyl, and what I'm going to try to do is reuse some transfer tape that I used previously to see if I can pull this off. And it looks like it's coming right up. Love it. And going down here at the bottom, yay, putting that right in there. And peeling it right off. Make sure everything's down. That looks really good to me. I think she's gonna like this. I have to tell you that I have a little bit of history with this family. I actually taught her older sister, who is this exact same age as my son. And before that, I taught with her grandmother in my school for a number of years. Oh my goodness, way before my son was born and way before her granddaughter was born. And so, as I said, I taught both of her granddaughters, and one of them I taught her for 2 years because when I looped up from one grade to the next, she was in my class that year, so she got 2 years of me. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a very lovely family. I love them to pieces. I enjoy the girls. It's just wonderful. They do have another sister, but she is really young. She is only, I think she's just a couple of years old. So I know I will have retired by the time she comes through. But because I am friends with them, I know I will get to see her and be a part of her life. So I'm just going to keep going around, putting down these little green bottom parts of my flowers because it's going to be layered. And I just ripped one out. Let's go back and put it in. Right there. So I'm giving this to her. She's turning 10. So I'm going to start her out with $10 in her fund. And I am giving them to her in $2 bills. And I'm hoping the fact that they are $2 bills that she will not want to spend them. Now I've already cleaned this off with some alcohol, so everything is free, and I will continue on around the back. Okay. Wanted to come in a little so that you can have a better view of what I'm doing. Looks like I'm going to need at least 2, if not 3 more of these. But in the meantime, I want to go ahead and pick up the tops to these and start to put those into place. So I'm just going to peel this off the mat, and I'm just going to bring it over here and start lifting them up. And I want to mix up the glitter and the plain, so I'm not picking up a whole thing at one time. And so far, this is what it's looking like with the flower on there. And I'm just going to continue going on around, and I'll come back when it's completed. Just wanted to pop back in to say, yes, I am picking some of them up one at a time because I want, again, a mix of the flat vinyl and the glitter together. Look at that. Oh my goodness, how cute. Okay, back to getting them on. So I'm back, and as you can see, I have put flowers all the way around the bottom, and I also added one to the lid. But what I want to do now is put something down in the base so that if she drops coins in, it won't totally scratch it up. And I just cut a piece of felt out by hand. I traced it and cut it by hand, put a little bit of score tape on the back. I was going to put a glue dot, but you know, I don't know. So anyway, this fits right down into the base. And it also helps with the green flowers that are down there. And of course, you know, I didn't want to just leave it alone. So I went into my bling and I pulled out this one from Recollections. And I pulled out this one with the pearls. And then I pulled out the pink. And it was like, okay, what do you want to do? I do have white pearls that I could put on there. But I think what I'm going to do is use some of this. Maybe. I don't know. You know what? There comes a point when you really have to leave well enough alone. And I am thinking that I might put a couple of these Prima pearls in there. These are really very cute. And I just may dot 1 or 2 of those near where I have the bronze and holographic foil. I think that's what I'll do. I'll probably use that one because it has a little color in it. So as I was saying, I've known this family for a very long time, and I am just delighted that I am getting to teach the sister. And she's like, yeah, my sister's told me all about that. So a lot of the things that we do in class, she's accustomed to it. She's heard it all before. So how about putting that one right there? Let's come in a little. Yeah. I like that. We'll put that one there. And I'll put one down here on the side where it says funds. And we're just going to put this one here. I like it. So it is now Malia's future investment funds. And that investment is very holographic. So it depends on where she sits it and how she moves it. She will get a nice reflection there. Now, for the top. So I have this one lone little flower sitting there. Poor little flower. And now here's where I think I might just put some crystals on the top. Yeah. I think a few of these crystals around the top would look really good. And I'm going to cut it apart because not all of it's going to fit as is. So I'm going to have to move that over a little. I'm going to have to cut this apart. Probably kind of like the way I did that one. So I can get the pieces that I need. And when you're working with these kind of crystals, don't be afraid to chop it up. Make it fit your project that you're working on. So instead of bringing the entire bucket, I'm just going to bring the lid back in. And oh yeah, That'll be cute there. These are not fragile at all, so. Trying to decide how I want this. I think I like this closer to up here, towards the handle, and then I can press this down towards the base. Let's see here. And I'm working on top of an old t-shirt, so I'll use that to press it down. I think that looks really cute. Now I'll go around to this side. And do something similar by putting this one closer to the top. And allowing that one to come around towards the bottom. And now I have a little bit left that I think I want to use it. So let's just make this as a connection going across. Come in a little more, and then I am going to just use this spray and stick it right there. Okay, and there we go. All into place. Oh my goodness, that is just too cute. Once I did all of this, I realized I didn't like the flowers being cattywampus on there, so I peeled it off. I did rip it a little, but I was able to repair it. And because I have the crystals on, the distance from this last crystal to this flower was really far away. So I went back to my crystals and I took this little piece that's over here. I cut it off from over there. And that is the tiny little bit that I used to fill in this part from the flower. So now I'm a little happier with how that looks. And so I also decided not to use the score tape. I changed my mind and was actually able to peel it off very easily. And then I put down a glue dot, and this is just looks like a 3D glue dot. But once I got it in, it was a little off kilter. So I tried to peel it up to fix it. I can't even begin to tell you how wrong that went. So what I'm doing this time is adhering my glue dot to the bottom. And then I'll just put my piece in on top. When I tried to pull it off, glue dot was stuck down fabulously. It wasn't letting go. But, you know, I was tenacious. And so when I yanked it, I just ripped a hole and the whole thing came out. You can see where it's not quite centered there, which is why I'm putting it down first, and then I'm going to put my felt in there. Just going to hold up the edges and get that in the center, and then I can let it go. And now it's anchored down in the bottom, and you really can't tell the dot is there because I was able to get it right there in the center of the bottom. So I'm happy. And I'm just going to clean this up and wipe down some of the fingerprints, fill it with her $2 bills, and we're good to go. Now I am ready to present Malia with her future investment funds savings bank, and I'm really excited about it. I hope she really does enjoy this. And as always, thank you for joining me in the lab today. Please be sure to check out my blog at incollusions.blogspot.com. Until then.